Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit says the Housing Revolution program continues to be a hallmark of the Dominica Labour Party administration. The Yes We Care program is said to be yielding results, and government exercises prudence in its plans to construct an international airport. Thank you for joining us for another edition of National Focus. I am Mervin.
And I'm Jarna Hector. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this.
A lot of bathtubs are blamed for bruises. Some staircases are accused of being responsible for broken bones. Doors are occasionally viewed suspiciously as causing lesions. A high percentage of tables are accused of producing bleeding or trauma. Violence against women is a crime, and it's everyone's responsibility. It's inexcusable. If you're a victim or witness of physical or psychological violence or abuse, seek help and denounce the perpetrator.
The Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit says the Housing Revolution program continues to be a hallmark of the Dominica Labour Party administration. The Dominica leader, in his presentation of the 2014-2015 budget address to Parliament, indicated that thousands across the island have benefited from the housing program.
New houses were provided to citizens at Hillsborough Garden, Carib Territory, Chance, Bellevue Chopin, Bellevue Roll, and Granby, and several other communities and villages around Dominica. Steps to transform Silver Lake into a modern housing area have started with the completion of a 6-unit apartment building. In addition, 6 apartment buildings comprising 60 units are being built at Emsall and Bath Estate and will be completed in the fiscal year 2014-2015.
The Dominica leader confirmed that between 2009 and 2013, more than 3,500 individuals benefited from the house renovation and sanitation program. That program involves repairs to some houses, construction of new homes, and the replacement of pit latrines with modern washrooms. The Honorable Prime Minister also noted that land was sold to beneficiaries at $1 per square foot under the squatter regularization program.
This has given many citizens ownership of lands. More than 500 families in a number of communities have benefited from that component of the program. Madam Speaker, I stop here to point out that in Jubic, for all of the generations of residents there were squatters on private lands. An entire community comprising so many people was squatting on private lands. And when this Labour Party found out that was the case, we moved immediately to acquire the lands from the private owners and sold the land to the people of Jubic at 25 cents per square foot. And to me personally, Madam Speaker, with all of the families that we have regularized, that community is the closest to me in terms of what we have done through making people own a piece of Dominica where they have worked for so many years.
A special mortgage facility at the Aid Bank and the Government Housing Loans Board has also facilitated many middle-income families in constructing their own homes.
Dominica's government is acting with great prudence in its plans to construct an international airport. This is according to the Honorable Minister for Public Works, Rayburn Blackmore, who was addressing the House of Parliament last week. Honorable Blackmore said that his party has exercised caution in mobilizing capital and technical competence for the project, furthering its plans through a step-by-step process.
You have heard from us, and that And based on the advice that was given to the minister government at the time, there was a need to have improved air access to the country by improving the existing facility so you could have same-day connection. And of course, fundamental to that is the issue of night landing. And we were able, Mr. Speaker, you heard me a while ago reference the amount that was spent to improve the airport to the tune of $160 million. As a consequence, we're having same-day connection. And we have seen between 2012 and 2013, 47%, Mr. Speaker, in arrivals to this country after sunset. That is remarkable. So what we're doing, essentially, is building the capacity to get us to the next level of an international airport.
Plans for the construction of the airport have been developing since 2008, the minister informed.
One of the first things, Mr. Speaker, this administration did, one coming into office, was to set up a technical committee in 2008 by way of a cabinet decision to review all the documentation on the issue of the construction of an international airport. You look at the Sir Alexander Gibbs report and also the standing report of 1998 of the United Workers' Party. The committee that was selected got testimonies from experts in the civil aviation world. They review all the sites too. About 11 sites were reviewed, Mr. Speaker, as to where would be the most suitable site for an international airport.
The DLP administration hopes for the accommodation of large passenger jet planes. According to Honorable Blackmore, the 2008 Council advised that the 1988 report by Alexander Gibbs of the Dominica Freedom Party provided the best prospects for this goal. He informed that the DLP is considering the build, operate, and transfer method or grant funding to finance the project.
In more news, the Roosevelt Skerrit-led administration continues to pay special attention to the security of its nationals. The Dominica leader told the Parliament last month that government has the responsibility to secure its national borders and to provide the physical and human infrastructure to allow citizens to live in a secure and peaceful environment.
While we continue to collaborate with regional and international security agencies to stem the flow of illicit and illegal drugs and firearms, we have been working on strengthening our security apparatus, and so far we have, Madam Speaker, obtained and commissioned a new dinghy to patrol the West Coast borders, increased Coast Guard patrols, and introduced the use of two very fast interceptor craft donated by the U.S. government, increased the number of positions in the police force from 444 to 500, established the Major Crimes Unit in 2012-2013, improved crime fighting capacity through the use of 90 motorcycles donated to the police force by the People's Republic of China, constructed the police station in Granby, while construction is on the way at Calibishi and Lapley, established the police task force, implemented the border management system, introduced the use of electronic recording of interviews. Madam Speaker, these are some of the things that we have done for the security of the country, and we continue to invest in the police force in Dominica.
In more news, the Minister for Social Services, Honorable Gloria Shillingford, has reported that the Yes We Care program is yielding significant results. Honorable Shillingford made the comment as she addressed Parliament late last month.
I can report, Madam Speaker, that since we have been looking after those persons under the Yes We Care program, we have seen results. Persons we thought could never walk again are able to walk again, because we have a gentleman in Bells, and I hope he will not be annoyed about me calling his name, but I want persons to know that, but a Mr. Esprit, who could not walk before, and now he's able to walk with some aid, right? And his condition continues to improve. We have another man from Marigot, Mr. Warrington, Mr. Speaker, and is now showing signs of independence and can now clean the grass around his yard, go for his medication. We have another person from Salisbury, You know, a Mr. Martin Vidal of Salisbury, who was bedbound and is now mobile. So we are seeing that not only the care, we are seeing what the care that this government has been able to give to the elderly is now doing for their own independence.
The Yes We Care program is the brainchild of Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, designed to care for Dominica's senior citizens. The program provides, among other things, caretakers and housing assistance for seniors.
In our ministry, Mr. Speaker, we also help the elderly by erecting houses for them. We collaborate with the Ministry of Housing, but it is through our ministry we also do that, and we erect washrooms for them, and any one of them who is unable to have water brought to their homes, we are able to bring water to their home and also electricity. So this government is doing good, and this government will continue to succeed.
The DLP administration also assists with utilities for Dominica seniors. Honorable Shillingford was proud to state that Dominica's Yes We Care program is fast becoming a model social support program for the region.
That's a flagship program of the government. And I say this with all honesty, because when I go to represent the country at overseas, at meetings and conferences, I am asked about how we do this program. Because any country, any person who cannot look after its elderly, look after its young and its elderly, I will say again, it is not worth its salt. And indeed, this Labour government is worth its salt. And that is why we'll spare no effort. And you heard it also from the Prime Minister that he doesn't care whether he has to leave some part of infrastructure alone. But we will continue with these social programs, and especially a program like the Yes We Care program, and we continue to expand on it.
The minister issued an appeal for neglected senior citizens in need of care to be brought to the attention of the Ministry of Social Services. Currently, the Yes We Care program employs 54 caretakers in addition to interns of the National Employment Program with an affinity for social work. The needs of more than 190 elders are being met through the Yes We Care program at this time.
The Invest Dominica Authority is proposing a project to augment government's ongoing structural reform program to improve the business and investment climate. The Invest Dominica Authority has obtained support from the ACP Business Climate Facility to explore the feasibility of establishing a national venture capital fund in Dominica. As a result, a stakeholders forum took place at the Fortune Hotel under the theme Enabling the Private Sector in Dominica and the Eastern Caribbean, Opportunities for SMEs and Venture Capital Financing. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Employment, Trade, Industry and Diaspora Affairs, Karen Prevost, says government is committed to the improvement of the local socio-economic conditions and reducing unemployment in the country.
Over the last few years, the government of Dominica, mindful of the critical importance of access to finance to startups and also to expansion of SMEs, has provided options to ease the access of SMEs to finance. In this regard, the government has made available at several institutions funds available at several institutions, including the NBD, the Agricultural Industrial Bank, the Aid Bank, the Small Business Support Unit within the Ministry of Trade, the Agriculture Investment Unit, and of course the National Development Foundation, who is represented here today. We believe that venture capital feasibility, this initiative for venture capital feasibility, if successful, will complement government's efforts at providing additional financing options for entrepreneurs.
Since 2004, government has been working on building capacity within the services sector, which is seen to have a high growth potential for investment.
In 2004, the government embarked on a reform exercise, including government agencies and departments, which provide critical services to businesses. This is something that we have been engaging in with collaboration of the Aid Bank, with collaboration of the EU, the World Bank, and of course through the IFC. We've done some work at the Inland Revenue Division. We've done some work at the Customs with the DASPA and the Assicuda World System, and we have really been working on increasing our doing business rankings through the registry, the company's intellectual property office, and we have also been looking at, of course, our electronic capacity in terms of being able to register business online and do electronic filing.
Areas of interest to venture capital investors include the information and the telecommunications sector, ICT-related manufacturing, health services, ecotourism, and alternative energy. Government continues to boost capacity in the Builders and Contractors Association, Health and Wellness sector, and the National Employment Program and Apprenticeship Program.
The National Employment Program and apprenticeship programs have also provided opportunities for training of an effective workforce and developing young entrepreneurs, which will assist in developing small businesses, and also these programs have been assisting businesses with labor costs. Through DEXIA and the Bureau of Standards, the government has been able to assist small businesses with improvements in quality standards and preparation for the export market. And this financial year, through the multipurpose packhouse projects and the National Center of Testing Excellence, these initiatives will be able to expand, or will be expanded, in the new financial year.
The forum is expected to be a platform for the development of innovative financing options for SMEs in Dominica. The two-day workshop ended on Wednesday and included over 60 stakeholders, including representatives of the Dominica Association of Industry and Commerce, the Dominica Coalition of Services Industries, the OECS Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, and the European Investment Bank.
The Honorable Minister for Caribbean Affairs and Parliamentary Representative for the Kalinago Territory, Ashton Grano, has announced plans to develop cassava, the Kalinago Territory's traditional crop. At Parliament last week, the Honorable Minister confirmed that the initiative, which has been hinted at since earlier this year, is progressing satisfactorily.
This processing plant will concentrate on processing cassava, not competing with the two small plants which we have that produce cassava bread mainly. We are having the services of DEXIA, the National Export Strategy, the Bureau of Standards who are helping us to develop this project.
While a conceptual design has been developed, an internal plan is being prepared to ensure that all necessary requirements are met and machinery procured. Honorable Grano noted that the overall aim of the project is to add value to the cassava crop.
Adding value to the product, the cassava product, would require us to use farine and flour from the cassava as a base for producing other items. We do not want just to give you cassava bread. So in the next year and a half, when you walk through the Caribbean territory and you come that way, you won't be eating only a cassava bread. You might eat something similar to a chocolate bar. You might eat something like a chip, and you might swallow something like cream of wheat. So that is what we're talking about, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Minister is confident that this project, once implemented, will have a positive impact on the production sector.
This project will have impact on the production sector because our farmers, Mr. Speaker, will be allowed to produce more manioc for the meal. That project is one that will create sustainable jobs in our economy and in the Dominican economy. Yes, Mr. Speaker, because once you're producing manioc and there's a meal for it and you have two subsidiary meals, there's no way you can go wrong. You can never stop producing manioc. You can produce manioc for the entire year because manioc takes about 8 months to mature, but you can have various fields, just as you did with the banana or the potatoes and others, and you can continuously grow manioc only for the entire year.
The parliamentary representative highlighted that the operations aspect of the project will also create further employment for many.
Of course, there will be a few jobs in the operation of the mill, because you will need people inside there, artisans and others, people with skills to operate the machines, as well as you'll need the administrative staff. Mr. Speaker, the truth is, I don't think we lack those things, because just recently, a number of our students returned to state from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, having been schooled in the universities there. We have a few agronomists and others who will assist us in this project so we can make it a success.
And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce is next with the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non moins, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, plusieurs bagages sont faits qu'a servi ICT. Parole celle-là sorti au directeur Telecoms, Bennett Thomas.
So, il y a pas de bagages où ça fait qu'a utiliser ICT. Là, on fait ça donc, tout ça, où ça des computer experts, computer technicians, où ça des security experts, tout ça qui crée un whole new job, employment pour le monde. So, ICT ça fait ça change les bagages à Dominique, créer plus de jobs à Dominique. So, si nous faisons un holistic plan à tout ça, nous le faisons. Mon tourisme, ça, quand il fait ICT, on peut venir Dominique, à investir Dominique. Et pour faire ça, il est là sur Internet, là, tout le monde en la terre a gagné un bagage. So, un investeur vient Dominique et dit, OK, je vais vendre bagage hard, ou je vais faire bagage pour jeunes filles. Toute planète là, c'est ça. Mais pour ça faire ça, on peut online bagage, gagner bagage hard.
En la nouvelle, travail qui prend place à Sichime, Mon Jaune et puis en Grand Fond. Parole celle-là sortie du membre Parlement, Honorable Ivor Stevenson.
Nous commençons à travailler à Mon Jaune. Je vais commencer à Four Corners pour monter plein de films Mon Jaune. Bon travail qu'a fait là. Je suis dans la meilleure manière pour ça que j'ai fait assez pour actuellement. Je suis ça fini actuellement, mais nous avons des problèmes, nous avons des problèmes tarifs et puis l'autre petit problème qui vient. Mais actuellement, bon travail qu'a fait là, je suis Mon Jaune. Et puis, je suis content pour Mon Jaune. Et puis, Mon Jaune content tout. Il y a une différence dans le village là. Et puis, même instant tout, je suis Grand Fond, nous avons commencé à travailler à la chimie Grand Fond. La section chimie ça la mauvais. Nous avons fait un gros wall bordé tout 20-20. Et puis après ça, nous avons enregistré là, nous avons fait sauf chimie meilleur pour que les gens qui sont trafiqués dans la chimie meilleur.
En d'autres nouvelles, le ministre du Service social a déjà identifié d'autres initiatives qui sont en opération l'année financière. Parole celle-là sortie du ministre du Service social, Honorable Gloria Shillingford. Sinon, Honorable Shillingford, un programme nommé Yes I Can, AC4 et puis support du gouvernement Cuba. Programme celle-là qui complémente d'autres ministres là, les lancé. Et l'occasion pour les enfants et puis des habilités, aussi AC4 pour un ministre là, sinon Honorable Shillingford. L'occasion celle-là qui établit en chance à Guantas, mais selon le ministre Shillingford, discussion qu'a one point place, qu'a concerné. Et puis finalement, public Dominique cadapé à vie pour protéger Troas National Waitu Kubuli. Parole celle-là, sortie manager opération, mademoiselle Roselyne Paul.
Nous sommes pour protéger les ressources naturelles. Si nous ne pas protéger les ressources naturelles, si nous ne pas protéger Troas là, nous pouvons perdre. Et nous pouvons perdre tout ça. Ça fait tout ça signifie.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nous faire le créole pour à présent. Non moins, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Au revoir.
2 ways to use less sugar coming up next.
DOWASCO recognizes that clean water is vital to healthy living. Therefore, it spares no effort in providing a clean, safe, and reliable system. Help keep our rivers safe and clean. Do not cut trees along the river banks and do not pollute with garbage, human or animal feces, and chemicals. Think water, think life.
We all agree that we tend to eat too much sugar, that we crave it, and that we want to learn to eat less of it. One way to do so is to use fruit as a sweetener. Substitute some of the sugar and liquids in a recipe with ripe bananas, applesauce, pineapple, or other fruit puree. Dried fruits like dates, raisins, and figs add wonderful sweetness to foods.
Or you can use raw honey. Although it's still a sweetener and can be overused like anything else, raw honey is full of nutrients, enzymes, and actually has many healing properties. It is lower glycemically than sugar, and many people who react to sugar strongly can eat honey without issue.
And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website at news.gov.dm.
Friend us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Jarna Hector.
And I'm Mervin. Thanks for watching, and join us again next time on National Focus.